These are Dwarf sunflower seeds that I actually got free at Morrison's. Seeds of hope, apparently. They were giving them away free when you got to the till.
To repot them. Lovely root ball. I have promised some of these to my local allotment. They have a community plot, and I said they could have some, see if it would attract some bees in for them. Firm it down. Excellent. All repotted. Just give them a water now. So on the windowsill, I've been rerouting some peppermint and some lemon balm, and as you can see, got some lovely roots on it, so I shall be planting that out. I've also rerouted a celery. As you can see, that's got some lovely roots on and it's starting to grow again, but it gets to a certain stage and then it doesn't really grow anymore, and I found it starts to die. So best to plant it out, which is what I've done with this one. And as you can see, it's lovely and lush and growing nicely. You'll also find that it's got a stronger flavour when it's grown like this. It doesn't grow as tall as ordinary celery when you're just growing it from seed, but it's certainly worth the effort.
Here's an update on this part of my little plot of tubs. Look at those stunning dwarf sunflowers. How big they are. Started those on my windowsill. The Scots pine has just about forgiven me for cropping it back, but it needed doing. Growing too big for where it is. Some more dwarf sunflowers there. I've given some to the community garden. And this is that peppermint and lemon balm that's coming on nicely. And the celery that I keep using some of, it just keeps growing. And from the community garden they actually gave me this tomato plant. I've just got one truss there and another one just coming there. The sage I cut back. The buddleia I actually took from cuttings. It's the most beautiful deep purple colour. So there you have it. I love roses when they're just beginning to bud. Show you what I've been growing. I'm just going to cut some of this sage back and I'll give it a good wash, tie it up and dry it. I've got some chives growing. This is my beautiful fig tree. It's just got a couple of figs on it. It could do with cutting back, so I think I'll do that. It's getting too big for this small place. I've got some Moroccan mint there growing. And right down there, I don't know if you can see, I took a couple of cuttings from the fig tree and they're just leafing. So it looks like they've taken. So it's going to be a question of overwintering them, because I did take a cutting last year and it survived, but then I lost it over winter. So anyway, we'll cut back some of this sage. So that's the sage all cut back. Started to cut back the fig tree, but that's the sage I've got for washing and drying. And I've cut off some of the hard woody bits, save those, dry those, and then when you have a barbecue, put them on the coals, and it makes a lovely sagey smell, especially if you're cooking chicken. My kitchen smells absolutely lovely. We've got 2 bunches of sage washed and tied up, Moroccan mint in the middle, and I've taken some of the fig leaves, washed those, tied them up, and I'll dry those, and I'll use them very similar to how you use a bay leaf. I'll break pieces off about the size of a bay leaf, and if I'm making a milk pudding, I will add a piece of fig, and it will give it that lovely figgy flavour. So that's just all that produce, just from some tubs I've got growing outside.